Everyone, it's Colin on day 26 of my 30-day dating challenge. So I noticed out of this, I've been making a lot of negative assumptions about myself and my situation. Today at the grocery store, I saw this girl, and it's so funny how now that I'm on this new challenge I have, like, it's not like I don't complete the challenge once I go talk to somebody. It's like I have to go further and go, establish this hangout. And it's just it feels like a lot more pressure. And so it has me run these negative assumptions, like, I know what this is like. I know she'll probably say she has a boyfriend. I know she's probably not interested in being bothered, and blah, blah, blah. And so I end up resisting doing it, and I end up not doing it as much. Except today, I finally was like, oh, God damn it, I got to do it. So I went up and talked to her, and yes, she had a boyfriend, but it was totally painless, and she was very flattered, and it just got me out of my assumption zone. Like, oh, guess what? I assumed that she was going to slap me in the face, and she didn't. And so, for example, another example is that I was in Las Vegas, and I was making a lot of negative assumptions there. I was really intimidated when I first got there. It took me I couldn't talk to anyone the first day, like strangers, I mean. I was just it's just all these lights, and everyone's gambling, and everyone pretends like they have a lot of money, and so I think that everyone's got more money than I do, and everyone's better than me, and it's just that's not my most comfortable place, is the hotshot Vegas scene. So, and even though intellectually I know that everyone's just as they're there to have a good time, they're hoping that somebody's going to come talk to them, and yet I'm still afraid of going and doing it. I'm still totally petrified. And so a whole day went by and I didn't do anything. And then finally, the second day, I'm still running these assumptions. I started talking to people, and you know what? Lo and behold, my assumptions were totally wrong, because people were just way more receptive than here even. Everyone was just so excited to be talking. A stranger came up and talked to him. It was yes, I'm in Vegas, someone's talking to me. So it just got this ball, and once I talked to one or two or three people, I couldn't help it. I was just talking to everyone. And I even actually went on a date. It was with somebody who was in my workshop, and her and I went to the pool, set a time to go hang out by the pool, and just hung out and went through this little shark tank water slide, and it was awesome. And what I'm noticing is that, if you would have asked her if we would have went on a date, I don't know what she would have said, but dating is sort of having this, it's starting to dissolve it's like the label puts so much pressure on, and I'm actually noticing that what I'm doing is I'm actually just interested in hanging out with people and connecting with them, and I'm just being upfront about where I am and what I'm interested in, if I find them attractive, what all my intentions, I'm just putting it all out there. And so it doesn't have to be when I think of a date, I think of this sequential logical order to eventually getting married, this job interview. Are you the right person to come and raise my babies down the ride and provide a future for me? It's just so rigid and a lot of pressure, rather than hey, let's hang out. I find you interesting and attractive, and probably I might be interested in making out with you at some point. I don't say that obviously, but it's just that's how I'm coming across. And so it's having this whole shift in how I'm experiencing dating in general. And actually, with that, I came back and I hung out with the girl from Russia again, and I love it because I've been so in this dating box before. I've been making a lot of assumptions about who was going to want to date me, or who I'm going to want to date, and all this stuff, and how it's going to look. And by really putting myself outside of my box and hanging out with her who's from a different culture, I'm just starting to see things in a totally different way. She, with her, it was I don't know if it's a Russian thing but it's much less formal, it's less pressure, and it's much more casual and very, very easygoing. There's no, she's very, she's not playing any games or being any sort of passive aggressive. She's just genuinely interested in wanting to hang out. And it's a lot different. It's very kind of weirdly refreshing in a way. And there's the language barrier, which is super cute, and I love experiencing that. And that's this whole challenge. And let's see, what was I going to say? And yeah, so with that, I'm just noticing that there's a whole different experience that I have of dating, and it's having a whole shift in my my experience of it. So anyway, that's really all I got, and thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon.